Now, the rollup operator in SQL Server is used to add a summary to the result set based on the specified columns, generating a subtotal for each group and a grand total at the end. So it's somewhat similar to cube, but with cube, it generates subtotals for all possible combinations of, the grouping of the columns. So whereas with roll up, it creates a hierarchy of subtotals and a grand total moving from the least detailed levels to the most detailed. So how it works, imagine that you're organizing a book fair and you keep a record of sales by genre, then by author, and then at the end of the fair you want the sales report that shows the total sales per genre for each genre, within each genre total sales for each author, and finally the grand total for all sales. Now rollup just lets you create this report in a single query, starting from the total sales to the by genre, and then less detailed, and then breaking it down to the sales by author within each genre, so that is more detailed, and then ending with the grand total. Um, Now let's actually use one example using our our employees table. So we're going to calculate the total salary expense by department and then the overall total using the employees table. So we will just select, or actually select department, not everything, department, and we'll actually sum a salary as total salary from employees. And then, okay, let me just fix the spell here. So the salary, and then from employees, and then we group by roll up. And then we will just specify department. So this query, if we run it, it will actually produce a total of salaries for each department, followed by the grand total of salaries for all department. So let's go ahead and execute this query, and then we can actually see the total salary. Okay, excuse my spelling there, but this is just a field name like the one that we create here. So I just want to fix the spelling, salary, and then we can just execute. Okay, that looks much better. So you can see that HR is 195,000, and then IT, so that's the total salary is 241,000, and then marketing 50,000, and then sales 133,000. Then the total salary combined is actually 619,000. All right. So this is just the subtotals for the department, HR, IT, and sales. It represents the total salaries within each department, and it's akin to the subtotals that you might calculate for different categories, maybe in financial report. And then this one, which is null, is actually the all row. It actually represents the grand total of all departments, giving you that comprehensive view of the salary expenses for an entire data set. So just to explain it further, if you're using a roll-up, it's like getting a summary of detailed reports, basically, where you first see the totals for each main category. So in our case, each department, and then followed by the grand total at the end. So it helps in understanding both the individual components departmental expenses, if I'm gonna put it that way, and the overall picture, the total salary expense. So without really running the multiple queries or manually summing up the parts.